Welcome back. For the first time in 60 years, China's population started shrinking in 2022, a trend that is alarming for the world's second largest economy. So as China's population drops, it looks India could already be the most populous country in the world, according to some estimates. Now, India was expected to surpass China as the world's most populous country, but that was supposed to happen only later this year, by April. But with China's population shrinking, it may be possible that we are already the #1 country when it comes to population. Officially, India estimates its population at around 1.38 billion compared to China's 1.4 billion. But we haven't had a census in the last 10 years. The 2021 census was delayed because of the pandemic, and ever since, there has been no clarity on when it will be held or when the results will be out, when the data will be put out. So there is no official confirmation on the population numbers. But most estimates have already suggested that India could be the most populous country, if not now, then by mid-April. Question is, has that already happened? Because China has declared their population, it stands at 141.2 crores. That's China's population. And that is about 50 lakh less than 141.7 crores, the estimated population of India according to the World Population Review. Now, most of India's population is young. 47% of Indians are below the age of 25. This means India's population will continue growing till at least 2050. A young population can help the country's growth and boost the global economy along with it. But there's a problem too. What about jobs? Let me go straight across to my guests who are who's joining me this evening to help me answer that question, whether India already, as we speak, is the #1 country when it comes to population. Poonam Muttreja, who better than you to answer that question? Are we already #1, or will we have to wait for the official data to come out and say, okay, bhai, we have surpassed China?
I think we should wait for the formal data to come out and the projections that the UN and India has been working on. But how does it matter whether we are the most populous country today or we will be coming in April? April is not far from now. And since China has a shrinking population, I think we have to take that also into account, that we may well have become the most populous and the #1 country in the world. But it doesn't change the fact that India has a large youth population, as you also said, which is going to make or break for us, whether we have a demographic dividend or we have a demographic disaster. I think India recognizes the window of opportunity it has. The window of opportunity is not automatic and it will not stay forever. It started sometime around 2010 for us in most states, but there are some states which are laggards. They will have a longer window of opportunity, even though we call Bihar, UP, and various North Indian states the largest state. So the day it happens, we will continue to have a large young population. So this is an opportunity for India to start planning very seriously for the young population, skilling them. I don't believe we have the skills, young people that will get us to a demographic dividend or which will contribute to the economic growth. And India is doing better than most countries. And if we did invest in young people, their education, skilling cannot happen without education. Labor force participation for girls is something, and women we have to worry about and do something about. If we don't worry and accept the data and what the data is telling us, we will well be saying 20 years from now, we have a demographic disaster, which I hope and we must make sure whatever contribution anybody can make should be the investment in youth. access to family planning
Sure.
services. You know, we are taking away access today. I don't know if you know, but in Karnataka, they've decided that young people, especially below age 18, will not have any access to family contraception. They cannot buy contraceptives, for example. While young people we know are sexually active. So we have to smell the coffee. We have to see the real data, whether it's on young people or their sexual and reproductive behavior. We have to ensure that we not only
Okay.
end up having the population momentum pushing it higher, we have to push it lower. And the population momentum comes from the fact that India has a young population which contributes 70% of the population growth in India. And we must slow it down, not because we want to control their fertility, but they wish to control their fertility. Girls want to be in school.
Sure.
They want to go to college. The aspirations of girls and young people in India are very different from what we understand. And I think government, as well as society, the media, non-government organizations, we all need to meet the aspirations of young people and the potential they have to contribute not just significantly to our economic growth, but you know how India behaves.
You're telling me
is going to depend.
Okay. We need to be prepared. You're telling us, Poonamji, that we need to be prepared because the date doesn't matter. We very well today may be the most populous nation in the world, or you know, we could wait till April and get it officially. It doesn't matter. You simply need to be prepared to ensure that this demographic dividend doesn't end up into a demographic disaster, as you call it. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. Thank you very much. We are shifting